holy living. When you enter the land the Lord your God is giving you, be careful not to imitate the detestable customs of the nations living there. For example, never sacrifice your son or daughter as a burnt offering, and do not let your people practice fortune-telling or use sorcery or interpret omens or engage in witchcraft or cast spells or function as mediums or psychics or call forth the spirit of the dead. And anyone who does these things is detestable to the Lord is because the other nations have done these detestable things, and the Lord your God will drive them out ahead of you. But you must be blameless before the Lord your God. The nations you are about to displace consult sorcerers and fortune tellers, but the Lord your God forbids you to do such things. True and false prophets. Moses continued, the Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among your fellow Israelites. You must listen to him for this is what yourself requires. For this is what you yourself requests. Sorry. Wait. For this is what you yourself requested of the Lord your God when you assembled at Mount Sinai. You said, don't let us hear the voice of the Lord your God anymore or see this blazing fire, for we will die. Then the Lord said to me, what they have said is right. I will raise up a prophet like you from among their fellow Israelites. I will put my words in his mouth, and he will tell the people everything I command him. I will personally deal with anyone who will not listen to the message the prophet proclaims on my behalf. But any prophet who falsely claims to speak in the name or who speaks in the name of another god must die. But you may wonder, how will we know whether or not a prophecy is from the Lord? If the prophet speaks in the Lord's name and his prediction does not happen or come true, you will know that the Lord did not give that message. The prophet has spoken without my authority and need not be feared. Cities of refuge. When the Lord your God destroys the nations whose land he is giving you, you will take over their land and settle in their towns and homes. Then you must set apart 3 cities of refuge in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Survey the territory and divide the land the Lord your God is giving you into 3 districts, with one of these cities in each district. Then another one who has killed someone can flee to one of the cities of refuge for safety. If someone kills another person unintentionally without previous hostility, the slayer must flee to any of these cities to live in safety. For example, suppose someone goes into the forest with a neighbor to cut wood, and suppose only one of them swings an axe to chop down a tree, and the axe head flies off the handle, killing the other person. In such cases, the slayer may flee to one of the cities to live in safety. If the distance to the nearest city of refuge is too far, an enraged avenger might be able to chase down and kill the person who caused the death. Then the slayer will die unfairly, since he had never shown hostility towards the person who died. That is why I am commanding you to set aside 3 cities of refuge. And if the Lord your God enlarges your territory as he swore to your ancestors and gives you all the land he promised them, you must designate 3 additional cities of refuge. That way you will prevent you will prevent the death of innocent people in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Is your special possession. You will not be held responsible for the death of innocent people, but suppose someone is hostile towards a neighbor and deliberately ambushes and murders him, and then flees to one of the cities of refuge. In that case, the elders of the city of refuge should bring him back and hand him over to the person avenger to be put to death. Do not feel sorry for that murderer. Purge from Israel the guilty of murdering innocent people. Then all will go well for you. Concern for justice. When you arrive in the land the Lord your God is giving you as a special possession, you must never steal anyone's land by moving the boundary markings your ancestors set up to mark their property. You must not convict anyone of a crime the testimony of only one witness. The facts of the case must be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If a malicious witness comes forth and accuses someone of a crime, then both the accuser and accused must appear before the Lord by coming to the priest and judges the feel like I've already read this. So a lot of the stuff is being repeated, which is kind of confusing me, so I'm going to skip it, and I'm going to go on to the altar on Mount Ebal. Then Moses and the leaders of Israel gave this charge to the people: Obey all these commands that I am giving you today. When you cross the Jordan River and enter the land the Lord your God is giving you, set up some large stones and coat with them with plaster. Write this whole body of instructions on them when you cross the river to enter the land the Lord your God is giving you, a land filling with milk and honey, just as the Lord your God and ancestors promised you. When you cross the Jordan, set up the stones on Mount Ebal and coat them with plaster as I commanded you today. Then build an altar there to the Lord your God, using natural uncut stones. You must not shape the stones with an iron tool. Build the altar of uncut stones and use it to offer burnt offerings to the Lord your God, and sacrifice peace offerings on it, and celebrate by feasting there before the Lord your God. You must clearly write all these instructions on the stone coated with plaster. Then Moses and the Levitical priests addressed all Israel as follows: O Israel, be quiet and listen. Today you've become the people of the Lord your God. You must obey the commands. You must obey the Lord your God by keeping all these commands and decrees that I am giving you. Curses from Mount Ebal. That same day, Moses also gave this charge to the people: When you cross the Jordan River, the tribes of Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Joseph, and Benjamin must stand on Mount Gerizim to proclaim a blessing over the people, and the tribes of Reuben, Dan, Gad, Asher, Naphtali must stand on Mount Ebal to proclaim a curse. Then the Levites will shout to all the people of Israel: Cursed is anyone who carves or casts an idol and secretly sets it up. These idols, the work of craftsmen, are detestable to the Lord. And the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who dishonors father or mother, and all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who steals property from a neighbor by moving a boundary marker, and all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who leaves a blind person astray on the road, and all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who denies justice to foreigners, orphans, or widows, and all the people will say, Amen. Cursed is anyone who has sexual intercourse with one of his father's wives and has violated his father. And all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who has sexual intercourse with an animal, and all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who has sexual intercourse with his sister, whether she is the daughter of his father or his mother, and all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who has sexual intercourse with his mother-in-law, and all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who attacks a neighbor in secret, and all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who accepts payment to kill an innocent person, and all the people will reply, Amen. Cursed is anyone who does not affirm to obey the terms of these instructions, and all the people will reply, Amen. Blessings for obedience. If you fully obey the Lord your God and carefully keep all his commands that I am giving you today, the Lord your God will set you high above all the nations of the world, and you will experience all these blessings if you obey the Lord. Your towns and fields will be blessed. Your children and crops will be blessed. The offsprings of your herds and flocks will be blessed. Your fruit baskets and bread boards will be blessed. Wherever you go and whatever you do, you will be blessed. The Lord will conquer your enemies when they attack you. They will attack you from one direction, but they will scatter from you in seven. The Lord will guarantee a blessing on everything you do and will fill your storehouses with grain. The Lord your God will bless you in the land he is giving you. If you obey these commands of the Lord your God and walk in his way, the Lord will establish you as his holy people, as he swore he would. Then all the nations of the world will see that you are the people claimed by the Lord, and they will stand in awe of you. The Lord will give you prosperity in the land he swore to your ancestors and give you blessings, bless you with many children, numerous livestock, and abundant crops. The Lord will send rain at the proper time, for his rich treasury to the heavens will bless all the work you do. You will lend to many nations, but you will never need to borrow from them. If you listen to these commands of the Lord your God I am giving you today, and you carefully obey them, the Lord will make you the head and not the tail, and you will always be on top and never at the bottom. You must not turn from any of these commands I am giving you today, nor follow other gods and worship them. Curse for disobedience. But if you refuse to listen to the Lord your God, and do not obey all these commands and decrees I am giving you today, all these curses will come and overwhelm you. Your towns and fields will be cursed. Your fruit baskets and bread boards will be cursed. Your children and crops will be cursed. The offspring and herds and flocks will be cursed. Wherever you go, and what you do will be cursed. You'll be cursed. The Lord himself will send on you curses, confusion, and frustration in everything you do, until at last you are completely destroyed for doing evil and abandoning me. The Lord will afflict you in disease until None of you are left in the land you are about to enter and occupy. The Lord will strike you with wasting diseases, fever and inflammation, with scorching heat and drought, and with blight and mildew. These disasters will pursue you until you die. The sky above will be unyielding as bronze, and the earth beneath you will be as hard as iron. The Lord will change the rain that falls on your land into powder, and dust will pour down from the sky until you are destroyed. The Lord will cause you to be defeated by your enemies. You will attack your enemies from one direction, but you will scatter from them in seven. You will be an object of horror to all the kingdoms of the earth. Your corpses will be food for all the scavenging birds and wild animals, and no one will be there to chase them away. The Lord will afflict you with boils from Egypt, and tumors, scurvy, and the itch from which you cannot be cured. The Lord will strike you with madness, blindness, and panic. You will grope around in broad daylight like a blind person groping in the darkness, but you will not find your way. You will be oppressed and robbed continually, and no one will come to save you. You will be engaged to a woman, but another man will sleep with her. You will build a house, but someone else will live in it. You will plant a vineyard, but you will never enjoy its fruit. Your ox will be butchered before your eyes, and you will not eat a single bite of your meat. Your donkey will be taken from you, never to be returned. Your sheep and goats will be given to your enemies, and no one will be there to help you. You will watch as your sons and daughters are taken away as slaves. Your hearts will break for them, and you won't be able to help them. A foreign nation you have heard about will eat the crops you work so hard to grow. You will suffer under constant oppression and harsh treatment. You will go mad because of all the tragedy you see around you. The Lord will cover your knees and legs with incurable boils. In fact, you'll be covered from head to foot. The Lord will exile you and your kings to a nation unknown to you and your ancestors. There, in exile, you will worship gods of wood and stone. You will become an object of horror, ridicule, and mockery among all the nations to which the Lord sends you. You will plant much but harvest very little, for locusts will eat your crops. You will not plant vineyards and care for them, but you will not drink the wine or eat grapes, for worms will destroy the vines. You will grow olive trees throughout your land, but you will never use the olive oil, for the fruit will drop before it ripens. You will have sons and daughters, but you will lose them, for they will be led away into captivity. Swarms of insects will destroy your trees and crops. The foreigners living among you will become stronger and stronger, while you become weaker and weaker. They will lend money to you, but you will not be able to lend it to them. They will be the head, and you will be the tail. If you refuse to listen to the Lord your God and obey these commands and decrees he has given you, and all these curses will pursue and overtake you until you are destroyed. These horrors will serve as a sign and warning among you and your descendants forever. If you do not serve the Lord your God with joy and enthusiasm for the abundant benefits you have received, you will serve your enemies, whom the Lord will send against you. You will be left hungry, thirsty, naked, and lacking in everything. The Lord will put an iron yoke on your neck, oppressing you harshly until he has destroyed you. The Lord will bring a distant nation against you from the end of the earth, and will swoop down on you like a vulture. It is a nation whose language you do not understand, a fierce and heartless nation that shows no respect for the old and no pity for the young. Its armies will devour your livestock and crops, and you will be destroyed. They will leave you no grain, new wine, olive oils, calves, or lambs, and you will starve to death. They will attack your cities, until all the fortified walls in your lands, the walls you trusted to protect you, are knocked down. They will attack all the towns in the land your God has given you. The siege and terrible distress of the enemy's attack will be so severe that you will eat the flesh of your own sons and daughters, whom the Lord has given you. The most tender-hearted man among you will have no compassion for his own brother, his beloved wife, and his surviving children. He will refuse to share with them the flesh he is devouring, the flesh of one of his own children, because he has nothing else to eat during the siege and terrible distress that your enemy will inflict on all of your towns. The most tender and delicate woman among you, so delicate she would not so much as touch the ground with her foot, will be selfish towards her husband she loves and towards her own son or daughter. She will hide from them the afterbirth and the new baby she has born, so that she herself can secretly eat them. She will have nothing else to do during the siege and terrible distress that your enemy will inflict on all your towns. If you refuse to obey all the words and instructions that are written in this book, and if you do not fear the glorious and awesome name of the Lord your God, then the Lord will overwhelm you and your children with indescribable plagues. These plagues will be intense and without relief, making you miserable and unbearably sick. He will inflict you with all the diseases of Egypt that you have feared so much, and you will have no relief. The Lord will afflict you with every sickness and plague there is, even those not mentioned in this book of instruction, until you are destroyed. Though you become as numerous as the stars in the sky, few of you will be left, because you will not listen to the Lord your God. Just as the Lord has found great pleasure in causing you to prosper and multiply, the Lord will find pleasure in destroying you. You will be torn from the land you are about to enter and occupy, for the Lord will scatter you among all the nations, from one end of the earth to the other. There you will worship foreign gods that neither you nor your ancestors have known, gods made of stone and wood. There among these nations you will find no peace or place to rest. And the Lord will cause your hearts to tremble, your eyesight to fail, and your souls to despair. Your lives will constantly hang in the balance. You will live day and night in fear, unsure if you will survive. In the morning you will say, if only it were night, and in the evening you will say, if only it were morning. For you will be terrified by the awful horrors you see around you. Then the Lord will send you back to Egypt in ships, to the destination I promised you would never see again. There you will offer to sell yourselves to your enemies as slaves, but no one will buy you. These are the terms of the covenant the Lord commanded Moses to make with the Israelites while they were in the land of Moab, in addition to the covenant he had made with them on Mount Sinai. Okay, I'm done. We'll start Moses Reviews the Covenant tomorrow. Page 168.